This is Thunder Cave, Chapter 21, Part 2, starting on page 189, right in the middle. Haven't seen clouds around here in a while, he said. This drought has been a bad deal with all the way around. I didn't mention why I thought the cloud was there. I could hardly believe the reason myself. How far is the camp? I asked. Not far as the crow flies. We'll be over in a few minutes. As we flew on, I kept my eyes glued to the window. Looking for the camp. How long has it been since you saw your dad? He asked. A couple of years, I said, and thought, way too long. He'll be surprised. You're not kidding. And I wondered just what his reaction would be. There it is, Donnie said, right there across those trees. I looked at the trees and saw a Land Rover parked next to a couple of tents and a small airplane. I think it's my father's Land Rover. I recognized it from the photos he sent. Donnie looked around to his right and his left. There isn't a good place to land around here, he said. I'll try to raise him on the radio, see if we can arrange a place to meet. He reached for his microphone. This is Cessna to camp. Does anybody copy? He dipped the wing of the airplane and began to circle and keyed the mic again. Does anybody copy down there? I saw a man come out from under an awning of a tent and look up. A second later he was joined by another man that looked like my father, but he was too far away for me to be sure. The second man walked over to the other tent. This is the camp, over. My father's voice! I traveled thousands of miles to see him, and I was now only a few hundred feet away. Donnie keyed the mic again. Is this the camp of Dr. Robert Lanza? Yes. Am I speaking to Dr. Lanza? Yes. Donnie smiled at me and winked. Wonderful, Donnie said. Could you switch to channel 29? Switching to 29er, my father said. I could hardly contain myself. I wanted to rip the mic out of Donnie's hand. Donnie turned the radio dial to 29. Are you there? Roger, my father said. Go ahead, over. Dr. Lanza, you don't know me, but I have sitting next to me someone who hasn't seen you in a long time. He'd like to speak with you. Donnie held the mic in front of me. Go ahead, he said. Say hello to your dad. He keyed the mic. Dad, I said, it's me. Jacob? What the hell? What are you doing? Donnie took the mic away from my face and keyed in again. Your son, Dr. Lanza. I found him wandering in the bush. It seems that there were some poachers after him. I don't believe this. How did Jacob... Let's get down to business, Donnie interrupted, the tone of his voice changing abruptly. He held the key down and continued. We share a common interest, Dr. Lanza, an interest in elephants. I want you to listen very carefully. Tomorrow at dawn, I want you to meet Jacob and me by the Garuminus compartment 20 kilometers from Kalima. I think you know the place. Do you copy? Dawn, I thought. There was plenty of light to land the plane this afternoon, and if I remembered the map right, Kalima was near the cave. Why would we have to fly all the way back there? What's going on? My father asked. What are you saying? Donnie spoke into the mic again. I'm saying that you need to meet us, and I want you to make sure that you're alone. If you're concerned about Jacob's well-being, do not contact the authorities. My well-being, I said. What was he talking about? Donnie turned to me and gave me a very hard look. It was as if we were a totally different person. This is crazy, my father said. I can understand your surprise, Doctor, but do you understand my message clearly? I'm not sure. There was a hesitation, then my father's voice very quietly saying, I copy. There was a hesitation, then my father's voice very quietly saying, I copy. Good, Donnie said. We'll have time to discuss the details when we meet. A bright man like you should be able to figure out what I want. But more on that tomorrow morning, okay? Okay. One more thing, Donnie said. We'll be monitoring your radio, as we have been for the past several months, so don't try anything stupid. Jacob says goodbye. He hung the mic back on the instrument panel and flicked off the radio, then turned to me. I stared at him in utter shock. I couldn't believe it, the conversation I just heard. I have not been very truthful with you, he said. You gave my men a very bad time. Killed one, actually. But I'm not worried about that. I glanced down at the spear behind my seat. Don't be stupid, he said. Unless you can fly an airplane, that would be a mistake. Just relax, enjoy the flight. If things go well tomorrow, you and your father will be together again, and I will have my elephants.